Hi, I'm Seamless, and this is, I think, the seventh stream. I believe it is. Much like the last two, it's going to be about making this Electro track, and I'm late. Today's stream was late, which probably means I've lost like 800 of my usual viewers. And by 800, I mean like 80, because I never had 800 viewers. But my bad. I had band practice, and I was supposed to get back before the stream, but we're just having problems learning new songs, which I guess is, a common problem. Anywho, let's actually begin with where we left off. So last time we came up with a melody, which was a pretty important part of this. I also added in guitar, which I don't really know how I feel about. I guess it's kind of a cool texture. I don't see why I would need to get rid of it. It's just not very present. I might make changes to make it present later. Getting delay-ish problems, goings, what's? Oh, people seem to be able to see what's going on, so I guess it's fine. Work with that. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. All right. So I have actually been listening to this track in between since the last time I did it with the track, the stream. I haven't worked on it because I want to work on it, live. But having listened to it, I had a few ideas about things I want to do. Like in the beginning actually kind of has a more interesting sound to it now because I added in this bass. And this bass, the way that it progresses is actually a more common progression than what I had thought I was doing because, like I said before, I was doing a whole bunch of inversions and stuff with the chords on the ARP. Can't actually go by what the bottom notes are because that's not really what the root of the chord is, and the roots ended up being this over here. Which you can't hear because it's cut off. I can see we're already having underrun problems. I could change the buffer. See, it'll actually let me do it this time. So I think I'm going to change it to 512. Oh, it totally is not actually changing because it's not on. All right, kill that. Open up the control panel for my audio interface. Now let's see, it's not. It's okay. So, like last time, we'll have to deal with a little bit of underrun issues. Look at, metal underruns, yeah. Even though technically the number of the beast is not 666, it's I think it's 616 or something. There's a translation error or whatever. The last time one of the Omen movies came out, there was some research that came to light that said that actually none of that is accurate because it's not 666. Which kind of just undoes like generations worth of Satanism, if you think about it. And it makes that whole thing just seem very silly. So, point being, this intro has a very different rhythm than what the drop ended up being, which is this. That's mostly what the drop's doing. And then, we go back to being the right rhythm over here. But the bass, again, isn't following this progression that I ended up making for the beginning. So I want to actually make the rest of the track more follow the progression that happened in the beginning because I like it more. This really just means changing minor chord differences. Because in these chords, I also have a separate patch for bass. That's how this works. This was a thing that I covered in How to Bass 15 was the first time I had done this, which was for my track Sometime, which actually these are the chords from Sometime because I made those chords and I haven't made anything ever better since. So I just keep using them. Then there's a separate bass. And now I just need to change the bass to be more like the intro. That's what I'm going to do. Looking at the chat, we're all talking about the number of the beast. Good times. Those underruns are killing me. All right, I could probably go in here. See, this is the audio processing I have running in the background that captures FL when I record tutorials into this Edison over here, and then this is what my voice is being run through, which is a Maximus. And it's actually purposefully delayed, as you can see this massive attack here, and this is because it's my video, the actual video capture of my webcam is actually got a really big delay on it. So even if the audio was super not latent, there wasn't any latency on the audio, it would sound like there's mega delay because of the video. So there's much delay just to get the voice up to the audio. I'm already triple buffered. Huh. It's not gonna let me change. It's probably because of this though. Because normally when I have FL running, it lets me change it. Man, okay. Not gonna deal with that problem right now. So I'm gonna actually make this its own pattern. See if I wanted to, if I wanted to really follow that though. I think I do. I actually think I do want to follow that because the way that this works for drops is that you have a melody and a progression, you know, for the chorus and the intro, and then the drop was mostly just the tonic, you know, which in this case is E, I think, or D. It's D, yeah. So it just stays around D, and then it goes 3 1 7 1 kind of thing, you know, one of those. But again, like I said, I like the rhythm that I created for the intro. Merg. So let's look at here. And if I wanted to really follow it, I'd use the same rhythm, which is a little bit odd. It's a bit of an odd rhythm. It's a weird little graphical bug. It went away. Graphical bug is in the wild. Y'all are making D jokes, I see. Alright, so this one was following. So see, I sort of followed it. I think I'm actually going to not have that business go down. So not go back. I'm okay with that being what it's doing, which should be okay. Now I gotta change some of the drop elements because they're not gonna be in line with that. But this shouldn't be that difficult. I could even just do that, which might be okay. Kinda. I'm not sure if I did this right. I don't think I did. I went to F too soon. Oh, yes, I did. So wait, I'm a dumbass. Is what's up. I made this more difficult than it actually is. All Right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's already weird because this got screwed up again. So I can do that. Of course, the inclusion of this sound, the vocoder business, has been iffy this whole time. It hasn't really felt like it fit perfectly. So things have to happen to that sound. See, I don't want to make this too much like the B drop. I could do that. See, the original drop, the way I had it, is like this. I could, I mean, having differing rhythms could actually accentuate the fact that the rhythm is different for when the B drop happens with the melody. I don't necessarily need to follow it perfectly. Versus. I suppose what I could do is come back to the 1 for this part and just screw this whole business. Which I think I should probably just kill. You know what? I have an idea. What is this? This is the F, right? Yeah. Better make this unique stuff so I don't screw everything else up. See, what's good now is that most of these are all still copies of the original drop rhythm. So no matter if I screw this up, you know, monumentally, I could just go pick up one of those. I have a thought in mind for or I might just fuck the sound entirely. I'm honestly not feeling it anymore. Like I can feel it in like short bursts, but I feel like it's being used too much. So you know what? Why not make a new sound? Let's make a new sound. And I'm actually gonna let's make one using what I had just learned for How to Basis 56, the reverse FM. Let's put you somewhere that goes to the side. All right. 2, 5. There it is. Mod X. And just like how to bass, I'll have EQ open because it's kind of fun watching what happens to the sound when it's being modulated. I wonder what it would sound like if I modulated the pitch a little bit. Kind of neat. Let's go up and down again. That'd be fun. You can see the ends opening and closing faster and slower as a result of the pitch changing while it's modulating. That's kind of cool. But I also kind of want it to be sharper. That's just weird. That's just kind of freaky. Let's snap, shall we? Let's do that, yeah. thought would happen. I like that a little better. Yeah. All right. So 3, 4 into 3 at 2, or yeah, 2, 5. And you're a triangle wave. So now I'm doubling up on outputs. That's just a very interesting sound. 3 is actually going to output into the filter, not because I want to filter it, but because I want to distort it, and I want to use the internal wave shaper in Citrus. Ain't that a fun one? Looking at chat for a second. Talking about Nexus and gay whales, because that's a thing that's being the thing. Yeah. Also, here's a fun thing. If you have the FM, so right now the FM is tuned to the right pitch, right? But if it's slightly off, you get kind of a Reese thing. That's kind of unnecessary. Also, a fun way to make more stereo presence for FM and Citrus is to engage, unison a little bit. But instead of doing pitch-based unison or phase-based unison, don't do any of that at all. Instead, go into such parameters as phase and go to the unison tab. And then what this does is that these poles, of which there are 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are the parameters amount for individual voices. So that means that voice 2 over here has higher phase, voice 3 has lower phase, and voice 4 has unrelated phase. And then if you do that and then pan it, you get a more even sort of stereo image, because it's the same sound. It's not like pitch differences or anything, but slightly different variables on things like phase and also modulation amount. Would make grand differences in stereo imaging, which is I think a lot better than just doing traditionally unison type stereo stuff. I might have actually fucked with this a bit much. FM fun. Alright, that should be enough for now. I'm gonna make this a thing. So I want it to be F. How much of this do I want to be? One thing. Let's just make it the whole length. And instead of deleting this, I'm going to just mute it, just in case I ever need to go back to it. Because I might, because this might be fail. A lot of things I do might be fail. Like, this is working out uncommonly well, this whole track. It's the idea of doing a track live, A, and then having it be kind of something I'm okay with is uncommon. Because normally what ends up happening is that everything sounds like shit right up until it doesn't. Alright, do I want to do straight? I don't think I do. Yeah, I need the round. The round curve. The double curve. Yank. This one. Duba curb. Alright. Did I ever disable smooth? I did. Good. Bump, bump, wow. That doesn't sound very sharp. It's probably the nature of this particular kind of FM. I wonder if I combine the two. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I might try that. Can I? Do I have enough left over? I don't think I do. Well, I don't need them because I have 5 and 6, and 6 is output. But 6 is the bass. Okay. I totally don't have enough operators left to do that. The other thing I could do is FM straight into it. That just confuses where the points are, though. Like, you can't tell where it begins or where it ends. So this will probably have to be a very, like, not like a widely modulated kind, but instead a more slowly propagating one. And then I might also just do some pitch shenanigans. Phone ringing. Could be a ringtone. Of course, that might sound like stupids in context. This could probably use a bit of a... Well, why not? Let's... And this is one of those things where I'm not listening at full volume, so that might sound like just horror to you guys, but... God. Oh. Alright, so I know what I'm doing with this. Just a moment. What I have? And then perhaps maybe a stab of the vocoding. I might still can that. It's kind of jarring and lame. My God, it's dumb. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever done. It's not true, but you know what I mean. So I'm gonna keep on with the FM angle, but I'm just gonna fuck this patch and make a new one. So let's start with the basics. Let's do the basics. 3 high harmonic. Also a triangle. Mod up. Whoa. Just for fun, let's actually do this. And also, well, geez, what the hell harmonic would this be? Like 12? 8. I guess that would be true, wouldn't it? Let's see, 4 into 3. Which is still way too fast because it's not the right. Now, while that's happening, on top of this, I want to add in an unrelated. Although that's kind of what I'm doing is I'm modulating this with that. But if I output that, I output number 3, I could do that. And that's what happens. Oh, that's actually really cool. So reverse mod. So, okay, this is fun. What I'm doing is I'm doing a normal FM where I have a fundamental tone and a high harmonic. But then see what I was doing with the other one was the output was a high harmonic and then it was being FM'd by the fundamental tone. So then what I'm doing now is I'm having output of a high harmonic happening on top of the normal FM that I do, but having that also being FM'd by the fundamental tone, having that being changed by the overall FM by the mod X. That is actually kind of sweet. Sub reinforcing is a good idea, though. Let's do that. Not the fundamental. Ratios. There's bass. and other such nonsense. Still might be too loud though. Also, it's too loud, but it's also just the wrong EQ. I'm gonna try something. Kind of okay. Drink some citrus juice. So says gay whales. Oh my god. This is like on the precipice of being okay, but it's still not okay. So I think the goal of trying to make this like the intro rhythm may have been all for naught. Let's actually make this sparser. Don't need two basses going on right here. I'm thinking that works out a little bit better. Is it being sharp? That's happening? It's possible I think it's a bit too sharp. I haven't been able to... I'll listen to this at full volume in a second. Got something to go in here. Actually, I think I might make this a new harmonize, since I was actually messing with one that I kind of liked earlier for a different unrelated song. So we are D, right? That's what we're doing. Yeah. I actually didn't want to clone this, so I'll just make it. It's a new patch. It's a variation on the phase verb. See, for some reason, I'm not totally sure what, when we have the harmonic type of phaser, that's actually kind of cool, but not what I wanted. Unison, but kill slightly slower than usual. That happens. And that ends up being really awesome when we mess with it. good somewhere. It's a little bit hollow. It's a bit of a hollow sound, but I can fix that in post. So I might just fuck this half of it. Yoink. Now, this is the kind that cares where it comes from in terms of pitch. It might be. Answer is yes. I forgot what pitch we're at. That's not hard enough. I'm gonna layer this a bit. Paste part, paste part, paste part. That's okay. It's okay. Note that it is okay. Let's see if we can't beef it up a bit. Because it needs beef. You need some beef. Get the harmonic in the low. Maybe a little reverb. It's quickly becoming a very sort of old school metallic-y. Kind of okay with that. It's getting punched by a transformer. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh crap, these aren't linked. Maybe at max. Or less than max. So do you like faster or slower? Faster. People like faster. Good God. And George asks, how do I decide on an arrangement? I do things until I think it sounds cool. That's pretty much it. I have ideas sometimes of what I think sounds cool, and as you have kind of just seen happen, sometimes some things that I think sound cool end up not sounding cool at all. So. Perhaps. Shit. Okay, I'm going to listen to this at full volume for a second so that I can see what it sounds like. BRB with the sounds. And I'm back. Interesting. So, just so you guys know, you guys are actually, you hear everything at full volume already. I don't. I just have my monitors turned down so that my microphone doesn't feedback too badly. I do have headphones that used to be rather nice, but they are 6 years old and kind of beat up, so I can't trust them to make mixing decisions. I'm drinking Mountain Dew. Damn. Seamless R, do I ever make drum step? I have made one drum step song. No one's heard it. They will hear it. And someone said RM, so why not? Let's do some RM. So I have some weird waveforms happening. And 5, I think, is the only one not doing anything. Oh, it is doing something. Everyone is already doing something, so what can I do that won't be too destructive? I guess I could use 5. It's at 2, the octave of the fundamentals. Actually, no, I can do this. Let's do 2 and 2. See, 2 is the weird one right now. 11's the weird one. Let's do 11 into 4. Ha, massive feedback. This is probably the most complicated FM sound I've ever made. At least in one patch. This needs more mids. It's pretty devoid of mids, but I also want to make sure that the bass is stable. So let's do some compression. There it is. Det soft saturation. I could also turn out the attack and all. Actually, I want to make a point about what this ahead does. This is kind of a non sequitur. Eventually, when I do a tutorial on the limiter and Maximus, I will bring up this point. But it's actually something I learned recently because I read the manual. It says ahead, but it actually isn't what you think of in terms of look ahead with other compressors. There is a look ahead value in in Maximus, and that's this thing over here, the LMH, the low, mid, high, the bands, the split bands, the look ahead delay for that. That's what that's for. But the ahead actually is basically windowing, and what this does is, so I put a sound in here somewhere. Let's give it something clicky, so make it obvious. Not vocals, vintage. Yeah. So if you look over here, not doing anything. All right, so what the ahead does, see, is this the zoom? Yeah. So what the ahead does, it actually controls how sharp this peak is. See if I were to bring it down. You see the peak is actually smaller. If we bring it way up, you get the peak is huge, right? That's what the ahead does. It moves ahead at the point at which it starts to actually release. And that's what this controls, you know, how fast it releases, kind of deal. And then the attack is, you know, the attack curve, kind of deal. There isn't, and the same thing with the actual compressor and the limiter. There's the ahead function, and it does the same thing. So there's not actually a look ahead function. It's a sort of, it's just a different envelope parameter for the compression curve, which I guess that technically would be decay. That would be the decay, or sustain maybe. I sometimes have trouble understanding what decay is versus what sustain is, because it seems like it should be the same thing, and functionally feels like it often is. That's not important right now. I just wanted to work in some knowledge in there. There's ads. No ads. Okay, so this guy is really in faces now. See, the theme of this track so far is apparently sharp highs. See, now I like this. I like this vocoder sound. Like, it actually sounds, it's because it only happens for a second. It's difficult to latch onto, like, you know, the texture. So if you're like, oh, cool sound, and then it immediately goes into something else. I also pretty much want to turn all instances of the blips into this, because it sounds a lot better than what I am doing here. This pattern, the same pattern, right? Yeah. What people talk about massive? One of these can stay high, just so that we have variation. This guy. It's gotta be more. It's gotta be more something. I don't know. Okay. Gotta kill that. Oh, you didn't follow in there. How badly did that screw up? Not really. Probably a bad idea having the EQ before the compressor. So this guy. So now we are going in, we are progressing a little bit here. I'm going to change this a little bit. By a little bit, I mean kind of a lot. What am I doing here? People talking about FM8 and silence and stuff. Plugins that I don't use. All right. Okay. I like this better. I like what's happening now. This FM thing needs to be tweaked still, but I'm not sure how to do that yet, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll work out other stuff. So that, oops, that's the slip edit. Why are you a weird shape? So that's where this would come in. Let's see what other business I can do with this. Guess I could do that. But have a different automation. If I just went straight down, right? Fascinating. Okay, people asking some questions I'm going to answer. Come on, Simo plays the Wii? Simo plays the Wii is his name. Asks, do I like to do metallic basses on dubstep stuff? And not really. It's never really been a sound that I would super into. I do kind of like more wet kind of sounding basses in general. Someone mentioned the high as being too high to kind of right. And this is just preference. And who asked about hardcore? Guys, spelled with Z's, asks why don't I use hardcore? It's because hardcore is terrible. It's terrible Not because any one particular bit of it is bad at what it does, it's just that its purpose to be a guitar effect suite is just not very well done. And it's unfortunate just because some modules are kind of nice, like some of the distortion modules and choruses and whatever are cool, except that they're all just not usable. And like the cabinet modeling especially is super bad, in my opinion. But you know, FL also has the Fruity Convolver, which you can actually use to load cabinet response response files. And that's actually, if I used hardcore distortion over impulse response file like that, it actually kind of works okay. And that's because most distortion will do that. Like I could use Fruity Fast Dist on my guitar, and if I had a decent cabinet impulse response, it will be okay. It'll be okay. However, Guitar Rig does a much better job of having awesome cabinet simulation and emulation, two different things. And I also have third-party distortion that I like to use for plugins for guitar stuff. And for not guitar stuff, I tend not to use guitar-related distortion for it, just because I just don't look for that sort of sound on things that aren't guitars. I mean, that's just me. You know, it's an opinion. It's not something that you necessarily need to follow to the letter. Homicide is pretty good. I used to use that. Have I ever used Sour in a track? Once. It was for a promo track that FL had done for a package that some website was selling. It was all the Max plugins: Toxic, Sour, Groove Machine, Poison, and Drum Max. And Sour is an okay plugin. It has oscillator sync, which is kind of cool, but so is GMS. And you can fake it with FM and other things. So it's not, I'm not really sure why it exists, to be honest. Poison is weird. I still don't know what the hell that's for. And Toxic is just another FM synth. So again, Citrus, I prefer that. Alright, so this guy is overused. Let's see what I can do about this. So B still, and D, I can still do that. I can just slide. That was me trying to have a consistent modulation underneath it. That was kind of sweet. Let's do a more unified secondary FM here. Jesus, that's gnarly. Nice. Perry, the producer, asked me what my favorite VSTs are. Harmer, Citrus, Invocadex, and Maximus. Those four can do anything I ever wanted to do. Did I ever use Sound Goodizer? Someone asks, and yeah, I did actually a while ago. I used to use it on kick drums for metal band recordings. I'd open up Superior Drummer, put in a kick drum, put on a Sound Goodizer, and then that would be the template that I'd use, and then I'd EQ it after that. It actually worked out pretty okay. But, you know, Sound Goodizer is just 4 presets in Maximus, and in fact, in Maximus, you can actually get at the presets over here. A, B, C, D. There they are. That's what that is. So, Sound Goodizer is not super necessary if you own Maximus. I don't know what the SAS is. Someone asks if I can make FM basses say things. It's like, can you say bass? And you can do it. This is really hard because format and vowel morphing using FM is not like EQ format morphing where you're just making the shapes and that's fine. Because the reason why the formats happen in FM is like not very intuitive. Like so, having that kind of control over it is certainly possible, but it's not something that I've ever explored. I don't know. What is this as? I've already like lost the chat. Anticoder base. Okay, so for people who don't know, the original download for FL11 that included anticoder was bugged. And the second one of my base patches showed up, it just crashed everything. It has nothing to do with how strong or weak your computer is. It just would crash everything. It crashed mine too. And they've actually patched that with a more recent version of FL11. So if you want to not have that happen, go get the newest versions of FL. That's all there is to that. Brian with an E, he's got the right of it. Alright, back on track. Losing track here. Been at this for almost an hour. Actually, you can tell me how long I've been at it for. Okay, maybe not. I gotta put that chuggy thing back in here somewhere. Actually, I think what I might do is layer this over where there would be base here. So what's that? That's G and F. Maybe? Let's do lower. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to slide down because I forgot that first hit kind of. And also, I think I'll do the same thing for this bit here, which is F and D. F and D! Look at that, it's the same pattern. Did I already make this unique? No, I didn't. F and D, I think it'll start on F. Kind of worked. I still talk about that drum step track, so actually I think I'll give you a shot at it for a second. Let me go find it. I'm being all secret-y and stuff. Oh, you can't see where I'm going. It's totally not my SoundCloud, where I have a bunch of private crap. P.S. If you donated to my Patreon to the appropriate level that I said, I forget which reward it was, you totally have access to my private tracks, because that's what the reward is for. Also, P.S. I might have screwed up when those payments get through. I explained it to the one guy that dropped $100 per month, because Jesus Christ, that guy, and on my Facebook. But turns out, the way I'm trying to game the system, I don't think I kind of got it to work out so well. So anyway, here is. Oh damn it! I named them their names. I don't remember which ones they were. I think this is the first one. Yeah. Okay. And now I'm going to skip towards the next drop. Yeah, okay. That's my drum step. Leaving that alone for now. And we're back to reality. 300 BPM? The hell am I gonna... I'm not making DDR tracks, okay? My God. In the Mountain Dew for a second. Johnny asks if I ever attempted to make chill step. The answer to that question is no, I never attempted to make chill step, but to answer another question, yes, I actually have made chill step. It was not on purpose. Listen to this from the beginning, just so I know how the flow goes. Actually worked out pretty well, except for this thing. It didn't really sound like it fit. I like this guy though. So that kind of got weird. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clone and make a new version of the patch that makes more sense. Oh, I'm not linked. Whoops. Yeah. Copy to puppy. Why the hell was this centered? Not terribly sure if this is such a good idea. You know what? Fuck this sound. Let's take a preset of something. Screw with it. Something that I did recently. It might sound cool. Not any of those. Not any of the phase verbs, although some of them are cool. Actually, so what I was trying to replicate, I'll show you guys, is this track I started working on like yesterday. And, oh God, today, this morning. It's still today. Holy crap. How long is today going to happen? So there's, I mean, no, just making a track. But I made like the most just evil drop ever. It's pretty evil. It's not very good yet, but I don't know. And the main base is where I was kind of going with this. So I'll give you a second to acclimate to this. It's quiet. So anyway, the point is, the sound I was trying to get was this guy. Only not so high, because Jesus. That. I don't think that would fit in the track, though. It's a little too evil. It's also lacking most tones that are associated with notes, so it's kind of not correct. But the technique that I used to get there was to mess with the harmonic value of the phaser, and that's what I was doing. You know, I have an idea. I have an idea for this guy. Patcher! Come at me, bro. That's chorus it, why not? And then wave shaper. You all go into a Maximus, which is totally in alphabetical order, right where it should be. Yeah, alright. But you are actually gonna go after the chorus. For you see, I want the chorus to full spectrum, but I only want part of the spectrum to go into the wave shaper. High pass, damn you. Part of that's coming from the default This is probably not going to work either as a bass that would fit where it is, but I will try. I could maybe use only a part of it and then put something else in This, by the way, is the benefit of multiband distortion. Needs to be a bit faster in the revolution. That's this guy's controlling it? Nope, it's not. It's like kind of a weird like backbeat to it. I kind of like it. It kind of has something kind of going on top of that because this is sort of weird. I have in mind to drop the dupe on it. That might be too much. Did I make unique? I did. All right. Like just for a second, just like, boom. Would mostly be killed by the sidechain. Oh, wow, that worked out better than I thought. Interesting. Yeah. Drop the dupe. See, I like that, the high one going on up there. That's like, that's some serious neuro business going on up there. I don't give a fuck. Goodbye, Banksy Pie. I gotta find someplace else to stick this thing. I have an idea. Wait, this whole thing is a pattern? Oh my god. Can I do it from the left? I can. Look at that. It's actually an option somewhere in the option settings that lets you move the note from the left as well as from the right. Can't even hear it because of the sidechain. Could just continue it and have it be the bass for this guy, which is an F, right? So I'm making an F. Whoa, that had unintended consequences. Unforeseen consequences is what I tried to say, but I ruined that by not saying the correct line. But damn, that was sweet. Shit. I like it when stuff like that works out. So the reason why that was in time is because it was an octave of, actually it's F. So there's no reason for it to be in time because it's not even, I timed it on D. So it's like a tenth, a minor tenth for that matter. That works out pretty good. And the rest of this is actually the original drop. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. The general procedure would be to copy this and then make changes so that it's, you know, unique. But I want to leave it alone for now, and I want to work on macro arrangement. So I felt like this intro happened too fast, although some people might not necessarily think so. Or perhaps I'll just continue it in the after this. I like the idea of coming back into something that sounds kind of like this section, so I'll do that, but then I'll also beef it up. Actually, it'll probably be this whole thing. It'll be just the rise again, but I gotta do something in between to make it, you know, worth it. I don't know how accurate that is. I'll just do this. Copy and paste, yeah. The fuck? Oh, it's the ARP. The ARP speed changed. God, that was confusing. That was pretty good though. This guy. That was pretty cool. I think I might slowly come back to normal time. See, it's these kind of accidents that happen that make me go like, oh, you know, good idea. I might not necessarily be very musical, but I kind of like the interestingness of that. I might control the gate a bit. What if I keep the guitar in there? No. Big fat no. But I could probably be beneficial to have a tonic, like a resolve. Make unique a sample. Stretch yo shit. I will fade it manually. Yeah. All right. People add me on my Skype. Leave me alone. I'm streaming. That was a little better. Lusion88 wants to know how I did the guitar. I will tell you to watch the last stream, last video, number 6, I think, where I did it live. So that would be how that happened. I'm gonna actually move these over a bit so that it comes back faster. And then cut them so that the decay happens again, but later. I don't know, it's up to you, man. Get in line, you line. It's your dot, actually, but you know what I mean. Get in line, you dot, actually kind of makes sense because it's part of it. All right, I'm definitely know that I need to do something different here. So kind of like to differentiate it from just the intro, because right now it's the intro. And I do know that I want to do something crazy in the riser. So I might do some different rises. They'll be the same, but I'll just tweak the parameters a bit differently. So this is uncommonly high. Let's make it less high, so that the differences will be more noticeable. And this guy, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. You're gonna get up there faster, but then you're gonna rise up a half step, and it's gonna be interesting. Okay, this is the bad idea. You are forever known as the bad idea. How does that make you feel? What the hell channel are you? Why can't I hear you? Jeez. That didn't work out the way I thought it would. So yeah, these need to be different. Something more interesting needs to happen because it's not very interesting. See, what I would normally do is I would have a chorus, but I already have the chorus, like because the chorus is now the B drop. And by normally, what do I mean by normally? I've only made like 5 of these, but see, this would be the drop, and then it'd be a chorus, which would basically be the progression, like the full melody, the progression, the arps, all that stuff, all together with the beat. So it's like, party, melody, yeah, cool. And then there'd be a break. There'd be a break, which would be this. And then there'd be the rise, and then next drop. But this one had its chorus worked in with the B drop, the part B drop, which means having a double chorus just for no reason doesn't really work. Yeah. And then it would end with the break. These are unnecessary. I don't know, that's the hats. You are not needed. So this is like this is like the skeleton of the track right here. Intro, rise, A drop, B drop, break, rise. I might put something in between the two, or put something before the break so it's like additional material. Then rise, then B part 2 drop, part A drop 2 part A, part B, and then break and outro. The outro could be whatever the fuck. Like it could be that, and then twice as long to fade some stuff and just things. Yeah. The B drop is usually where I think to include the crazier elements, because right around here will be the part where I am most familiar with having worked with the bass sounds I use in the track, and I will do more interesting things, which is somewhat counterintuitive. I think it might hurt the DJ playability, because I feel like DJs are just gonna play the first drop and then not play the rest of the track. So I mean, I guess if they don't want to do the research, then they're missing out. Like for example, my track Resolve, where I have 3 drops. Ugh. Okay. We have definitely been doing this for an hour and a half. At least I think so. There should be a way to tell me this. I suppose I could do math. I want to do math. But this feels like a good stopping point. So next time when I work on this track, I might do it again during the week, because I want to keep working on this track. But what I'll do is I'll just work again on the track, and also to make up for the fact that I kind of missed today's stream time. So I'll do an extra stream during the week or something. I'll announce when on Facebook and probably on YouTube. Oh, I didn't announce on YouTube that I was doing the stream. That's probably why. It's probably why there are like half the viewers that there usually are. So whatever, yeah. Let's take some questions. All right. Guys asking me about the remix competition for like 1,000 years. I don't know. There are some things that are happening that if they do happen, it might make sense to include a remix competition as part of them when they happen. That's all I'm going to say about that. Any other questions about not the remix competition? How to pronounce vowels? PS3. I don't drink beer. I hate beer. I'm not doing custom lessons, private lessons. I kind of do want to, just because I need to make money. But when I do, everyone will know because I'll make a big deal about it. It's mostly I need to have time to do that kind of thing, and I don't as of yet. Do I have tips on writing melodies? Write in the same key as your song. That's pretty much it. Also, if you're using FL, I pointed this out in the piano roll basic tutorial, but there's actually a thing you can do called key limiting. It's in the tools. Where are you at? No, there's totally something somewhere. Where is it? Chord? Zoom, group select, snap, helpers, view, tools. It? There's definitely a thing called a key limiter. It might be in the riff machine. Oh, limit. It's just limit. Key limiter. And what this does is you say what scale you want to be in and snap options and whatever, and it'll move the notes you put down to be in the key that it's supposed to be in. So that will make writing melodies, I think, a bit easier if it's not something you're familiar with. Someone says hi. I say hello. How many? Okay. James Brio asks, the end of the track, how many buses do you have and what are they? Well, the main buses are drums, sidechain, and the master. And the drums are basically like a sub-master just for drums where I do compression on it. That's kind of like the compression I do on the master. And then there's the sidechain bus, which literally everything goes through. Like in this track, I have the side. And all the things are going in there. The only things that don't go in there are things that suffer a bit from sidechaining. Like, for example, in the risers in this track kind of get hammered by the sidechain a little too hard. And there's some things I can do to fix that. And one of them is that I could have them not go into sidechain bus and sidechain them independently of everything else. It's just a lot of work, to do individual sidechaining for things. But if, like for like leads and stuff, sometimes it's not so good to have mega huge sidechaining on them. But sometimes it does kind of work. Like the leads in this particular track doesn't suffer so much from having incredible sidechaining, but sometimes they do. Teeth asks, how can I contact you for some biz? Well, I have my email, which is seamlessrg@gmail.com. That's pretty much my main email. You can contact me there. You can try and message me on my Facebook, but I have like 50 messages I haven't read yet, and that's from today. Who made my glasses? This shop down from the street for me, actually, because the glasses I used to have were broken, and although I liked them, these were just the cheapest lenses that fit, or cheapest frames that fit the lenses I had, because the warranty was worn off of my glasses. Metal step. Someone asks if I have done or am doing. Well, I guess the closest thing I have to that is the FM-RM test that I posted, or that I showed off on some of the older streams. I'm not going to show that off again. Play the Wii asks Monster Cat, can you reveal stuff for it? I'm not doing anything with Monster Cat. At the moment, I'm not doing anything. When will I shave again? I have no idea. Specs of my computers: i7 3770, 3.5 gigahertz, 32 gigs of DDR3, 1600 megahertz RAM, 256 SSD gigabyte, 256 gigabyte SSD hard drive. My main disk, two 512 gigabyte SSDs in RAID 0 for my streaming disk, which where I have like east-west files and my current recording projects, and then GTX 670 because I like games. Am I doing a how I made on 14197? Is that actually what I called that? It's like 917 probably, because it was started on September 17th. But yeah, if I do, I plan on doing making ofs for every track that I put out when I put them out. I have a whole bunch of tracks that I haven't put out, and I gotta tell you something. I'm not gonna tell you anything about that, so never mind. How do I get Vocodexes sound so evil? Turn down the pitch on the pitch knob in Vocodex. It's pretty easy. When am I releasing more free tracks? Pretty soon. A seamless interface. Narwhals or alpacas? Why not both? $3970X? Are you kidding me? That's a lot of waste of money. I've been playing the Battlefield 4 beta like recently. That's pretty much all I've been playing. And by all I've been playing, I mean I haven't been playing a whole lot of games recently because I've been working on music a lot. If and when Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out on the PC, I'll definitely be getting that. A friend of mine who owns it on the PS3 is going to lend it to me when she's done playing it. I have no idea when FL12 is going to come out. Teeth says I should make a sample pack. I have made a sample pack. I have a sample pack. If you go to Black Octopus Sound, Google it, Black Octopus Sound, and just, it's called Neuro Bass Tools is what it's called. It used to be called Twisted Bass Tools, but it turns out to be a Twisted Tools company, and so we had to change that to Neuro Bass Tools. Those basses are actually some of the earliest experiments I ever had with FM basses and also resampling, often both at once. So that's what that is. I totally already answered what processor I have. On i5 was totally fine. Is there an advantage to FL's Fruity Fast disc? Well, it's pretty fast. That's pretty much it. 2 souls. Eight. 2 souls? That's like 3 or 4 different games titles at once. I'm not sure that's what that's game, whatever game you're talking about, it's called that. How to bass track. Oh, you're probably talking about the dubstep one. I don't know when that one's coming out. I'm working on it. Am I going to bounce on that bass? Do you know what that means? What else you got? Got questions? More questions? So yeah, that's what I thought. Beyond 2 Souls. And then I'm thinking like Dark Souls, and then I'm thinking like two brothers. What was that? Super Brother? That's the game company. I forgot what I was talking about. So then yeah. I'm not very good at sampling vocal stuff, honestly. I actually is supposed to do another basic tutorial today. I'm gonna do it when I'm done with the stream. I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do it on yet, but I will do on something. Me and Savant and I are currently on To Be Continued. Okay, well, I feel like it's good. Thanks for showing up, you guys who stuck around for a billion hours because I missed it because of practice. My bad. And I will let you know when during the week I feel like I will do a second stream. If I get time. This week is going to be kind of stupid. But yeah, that should be good. When I'm done with this, I'm going to do a basic tutorial, and then I'll put that online. And cool stuff will be available forever. Anywho, ending the local recording. Yeah.